Do you remember at the beginning of the month when I told you might want to hold off and wait for the President's sale over at Harbor Freight to see what they were going to do? Well, now we know, and what we know is this. It is a 10% off coupon for everybody, but for those of you who are Inside Track, and you're Inside Track, right? You're getting 15% off everything in the store. Now, the only thing, it's the typical kind of exclusions for one of these no exclusion kind of coupons, which is like no open box. You can't use it on a membership. You can't use it on a gift card, all the basic kind of stuff. But everything in the store, no brands are blocked. No types of tools are blocked. If it's in stock, you can use it. Now, let me read through it real quick. So 10% off any single item, 15% off for Inside Track, in-store only, any single item again. This is going to be Friday, February 16th through Monday, February 19th. Limit 1 coupon per customer per day, so you can use this on multiple days. Valid in-store, online, and on in-stock only items. Coupon must be presented at a time. 10% off any single item purchase. Coupon cannot be combined with any of the other following plans. It can't be combined with other deals. Although typically these coupons can be combined with the credit card discount if you decide to sign up for the credit card. And if you're considering doing a big purchase, this would be the time to do it because you're going to get that 15% stack on another 10%. Seems like a great way to do it. But what I'm going to go through here is I'm going to answer the question I know a lot of you are having is, well, what should I use a coupon on like this on? And the thing you want to remember is all the stuff that is normally excluded, but is some of the stuff you want to look at. But a lot of those items have their own coupons that are associated with them. So we really want to look for stuff that is normally excluded and seldom gets its own kind of coupon. So let's jump into it and take a look at that kind of stuff. So the easy one on that, the low-hanging fruit, if you would, is on new tools. Stuff that has just dropped. This is the new tools that have come out recently. You can go through this. And this is all stuff that basically it hasn't been out long enough to get a coupon associated with it. So you're not going to get those kind of big kind of discounts. And typically if you look for the stuff like, hey, usually on those percentage off coupons, Bauer is blocked on it. So here's a Bauer, just dropped, not enough time for a real coupon. You can apply that onto this tool here. A lot of the hand tools, I would avoid those like Icon and Doyle and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. They're great tools. I highly recommend them, but we see 20% off coupons hitting fairly regularly. So why waste a 10, 15% off coupon on a tool that you can normally use a 20% off coupon on? Yeah, all right, that's the kind of tips we're going to get you here. So let's keep going here. Some other new stuff here. We got. You know what? Let's step through some of the stuff because I got them based on categories. So first off, power tools. Hercules is almost always banned on any of the percentage off coupons. Now, sometimes we do see some item-specific stuff on things, but rarely do you see it on the demo hammers. We get the Hercules planer that just came out last year. That thing has been a rock star. They're having trouble keeping that in stock. $429 on that one. Now, if you do the 15% off, that's going to take it down to, I think it's $365 thereabouts. So not quite as cheap as we've seen it, but pretty close to it. So if you've been waiting on that, that might be one to pull the trigger on. This is a big pass. The two saws here, don't pull the trigger on these because at 15% off, we get better single item coupons on that one than we do with this one. But let's keep going here. We got the Hercules, the new Gen 2 impact wrench if you don't want to wait for a sale on that. But how about this? The abrasive cutoff saw, the new bandsaw, the grinder, well, it's already on sale. Look at that. Members off $150 on that one. The grease gun, sometimes we see a grease gun on it. How about the battery here? $129. You take 15% off that. It's going to be, what is it? Is it going to be like 110? Let me see, 130 times the old 0.85, and that's going to give us 110.50 on that. That's a great deal right there. Of course, the Hercules, this was another one of these super hot deals, hard to find in stock. Everyone wants it. It's still at $100 on sale. You're not going to beat that. The Ratchet, those are great deals. The router here, if I can talk, the router's a solid deal. The saws, again, there's a lot of great stuff here in the Hercules line that normally you can't snag. All right. So there may be item-specific deals, but like, how about this? We got the Bauer planer here. That's going to drop it down to a nice low price. This one is in particular here. This is a great deal. This, we did a video on this, the pipe threader. If you're doing any kind of pipe kind of stuff, for $350, there's nobody coming close to the quality and build as you're going to get on this machine. You're getting 6 of the dies with it. It's an absolute monster of a machine, and now you're going to be able to take 15% off on that. The other thing is some of the more generic kind of stuff. Let's come down here. We're looking at the saws. Hey, I just got the Bauer saw here. Now, this one's on sale. I just got this in. A buddy of mine was doing some work. We're going to have a whole video review on it coming up here shortly. What an absolute beast. And, like I was just showing here with the Bauer pipe threader there. Bauer is releasing a bunch of these really just kind of industry-specific, specialty kind of tools, real hard-working kind of stuff. I'm really impressed with that. Let's keep going down here. I was looking for one in particular. Here we go. We start getting down here into like the 12-inch single bevel compound miter saw, or the nibbler. That's not something you see very often here that you're going to see a specific sale on. But here's one, the Warrior 7 1/4. Now this is a very specific, maybe somebody on a budget, somebody who just wants a single specific cutoff station. That's now an $85 saw. That's not a bad saw at $85. Hey, heads up, just to let you know, Central Machinery scroll saw is on clearance. I wonder what they're going to be replacing that thing with. All right, let's keep going here. Hand tools. Again, this is what I'm talking about. You're going to want to skip the hand tools. The hand tools, I don't care which ones they are. I mean, if you need it right now, I'm not going to throw a red flag or yellow flag or red card you for it. I was mixing my sports metaphors there. I'm not going to call you out for it. If you want to use it, and it's a difference of 5%. But the thing is, those 20% off coupons, they come around fairly often on stuff we can use on stuff like Icon and Doyle and Quinn, which are great tools, and I highly recommend them. But you might want to save, this one to be played on something a little bit more specific and wait for that 20%, which is probably, Spring Black Friday is not that far around the corner at this point. Let's get back into it. So, how about this, though, when we're talking about Icon? How about an Icon roll cap? How about a 73-inch by 25-inch professional Icon roll cap? Now, if we look at this, price on that is $3,000. So if we do $3,000 and we multiply that by the old 0.85, you're looking at $2,550. $2,550. That is, that's what, $700, $800 more than the U.S. General. Granted, it is, it's not cheap. It's like a third more at that point, but that is, you're getting into a lifetime warranted professional grade toolbox, 25 inches deep. I had the Icon. I like my U.S. General. I miss the Icon. The Icon is just a gorgeous box. I love the power ports up front. You get the stainless steel top for it. It's a great box, and at that price, you really got to consider it. All right, if you're looking to spend the kind of money that is. But if you're not, I think you're on a budget. The 9-drawer here from Yukon, this thing with a $350 at 15% off is going to drop it under $300. Check my math on it, but think about it. Wife wants a kitchen island. There's your kitchen island, one and done. I'm actually thinking about getting one here for the shop to do some videos and stuff with. Also store a bunch of the gear and stuff we use here around the studio. But that said, I already have the single drawer with the 2 cabinets underneath, and the things, they last. They really do. And I have abused. CBS should probably be called on me for the abuse I've put on that tool cabinet, and it just keeps coming back for more. I'm really stunned how well these things are made. And at $300, you're not going to get anything close to that. Next up, how about this, trailers? You guys looking for a small utility trailer, snowmobile trailer, lawn equipment trailer, motorcycle trailer, bolt a lazy boy to it and go full redneck kind of trailer if you want. Throw grandma on there, take her down to Beverly Hills. Whole thing there, $550, but now you can get a 15% off. And again, we don't see a lot of specific kind of deals on the trailers. The trailers are just kind of there in the background. If you want them there, they're like, well, you just pay the price. And well, now you're getting that thing for $467.50 for a folding trailer that you can store kind of up and out of the way kind of thing. That's something you got to consider if you're looking at that sort of thing. All right, now the Predator generators. Who cares about 15% off Predator when you can get 20% off? Now, I talked about this in my last video on the sales and deals, but I'm going to talk about it again real quick because, oh my gosh, the generator. Let me sort it high to low because it is. This is the one that the missus and I bought. We have this for our house. Yes, we paid our own money. Harbor Freight sends me tons of stuff for free. I probably could have called them up, but we wanted this and we wanted it as soon as it came out. So we dropped the cash and we bought that. But here's the trick. So we had before this, we had this generator over here. Where did it go? We had this one, the 9,000. I bought the $9,800 there. I bought that and I bought the extended service plan. Now here's the trick that a lot of people won't tell you. When you buy the service plan, you get replacements on these things, right? Well, there's kind of this free upgrade thing built into it. Not free, but this upgrade path built into it. And it's up to manager discretion. So if you've used and abused the thing and it looks like it got ran over by a tractor trailer, you're probably not going to get to do it. But we were able to take ours back to the store, and I called the store ahead of time. Didn't tell them who I was. It wasn't like they're like, oh, it's the bear over there and we're going to do anything for him. They didn't have a clue who I was. And I'm like, hey, I got this thing. I got the extended warranty. It's in really good condition. We regularly used it. Can I return it and get the upgrade for the other one? And they said, sure, bring it on in. And I did that. I loaded it in the truck, drove it up there. They gave me the full value. I had my receipt with the ESP plan and everything. Gave them that. They're like, okay. And they just deducted that from the price of the other generator, and we just paid the difference. That is something, and it works across the board over at Harbor Freight if you get that ESP plan. I don't get paid by Harbor Freight for anything. They don't pay me any money for Harbor Freight stuff. They do send me tools from time to time, but I just like what they're doing there, and that's why we talk about them so much. And this is one of the reasons. Who else is doing that sort of thing, giving you those kind of upgrade paths? All right, let's keep going here. The generators there, the 9500, fantastic, fully enclosed, super quiet. They have the new 13,000 watt tri-fuel. Talk about all the fuel, all the power. It's got CO Secure. It's got remote start, electric start. The only thing bad about it is it's not inverter and it's not super quiet, man. Can you imagine if they made that super quiet in an inverter? Lots of great ones. The 5,000, talk about a great portable generator for RVing, camping, that sort of thing, or for smaller houses. Say you can't afford the 9,500, I get it. Get the 5,000. And you know what you can do then? You can, down the road, you can get a second 5,000 and you can run them in parallel. And then you got the 10K for essentially the same price, but now you got a backup because, two is one, one is none kind of thing might be a better way to go about it. All right. Anyway, enough about generators. Let's keep going. Let's talk about some other power. EcoFlow. I know some people have been talking about, like, hey, you keep talking about EcoFlow and they're so expensive and everything else. This is one of the things about Harbor Freight. They carry a lot of stuff that is name brand, and it's kind of hidden throughout the store. And when they have these discounts, you got to do the comparison to go, how much is the regular sale price on this versus Harbor Freight sale price? Because on this one, and EcoFlow, and they probably don't want me talking about this, is having a big February sale going on right now. And Harbor Freight's beating EcoFlow's own sale. Let me show you. So this is the Delta Max, not the Delta Max 2, which I actually do prefer, but this is the Delta Max 5,000 watt peak output, 2016 watt hour portable power station. And yes, these can be used as a UPS. I use them on my desk right now. We use them at home. I basically, I got a house that's 140 years old. I have them anytime I have a whole bunch of electronics plugged in one place, they all go through one of these little line conditioning kind of solution there. Anyway, you're looking at $1,400, right? Well, if we go over to Amazon, we look at the sale right now on Amazon, and let me zoom in on this so you can actually see what all I'm talking about here. Is on Amazon, we're looking at $1,500. $300 off coupon. That's going to take this thing down to $1,200. Well, if we go, that's cheaper. That's $200 cheaper than over here. But with that 15% off, well, let's do the math on that. If we're doing 1,400 times 0.85, we're now looking at $1,190. So you can, it's not a huge difference, but if you just want something, you can go and pick it up from the store rather than have to order off of Amazon, something like that, and you want to go support your local Harbor Freight, you're getting it cheaper. You're saving bucks if you're buying it there rather than going through the old online. Now, let's talk about this. Predator-based pressure washers. This is another one that's always banned on most of the percentage off coupons. You can't get the Predator stuff. These are serious pressure washers. Look at this. We're looking at 4,400 PSI, 4.2 GPM, 13 horsepower with a 420 cc commercial duty pressure washer with the Predator engine in there. I'm pretty sure it's blown and got the nitro running on the pack there. Anyway, I kid. Anyway, that's a pretty powerful pressure washer. You could do commercial stuff with that. If you've been looking to get serious about your pressure washer game, you can do that. We got the log splitter, the chipper shredder, a lot of great options in here, as well as like the Atlas one. We don't see a lot of Atlas sales. There you go. We got the Bauer, though. Those are usually blocked. You can get those there as well. Springs around the corner. You want to get that earth auger in there? We can do that. All right, let's keep on going to the next one, though. Security. Let's talk about this gun safe. This gun safe coming in at $600. I got a couple little mini gun safes here coming up from Blacksmith. The same people did that pistol one. And they're okay. They're super tiny. They're more akin to like the smaller version of this. But anyway, let's get back to the price on this. If you're looking at $600 and the discount on that's going to take it down to $510, which is basically pre-pandemic pricing on that. I got to say, it's not the prettiest safe out there. It's not the belle of the ball, but you know what it does is it locks things up, gets you a little bit of fireproofing, gets you some actual security kind of stuff. Here's the thing. I know people, there's always the Mr. Well actuallys. And I know you're sitting there and you're probably already typing, and I'm calling you out because nobody needs to hear it. All right. We all know these aren't safes. They're residential security cabinets. And we all understand that. All right. Nobody needs to hear from you, Fred. Okay. Just put the keyboard down and move away. Anyway, I kid. I'm not calling anyone in particular Fred. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings. Anyway, the point is this. It's a budget safe. We get that. But for a budget safe, it has a lot of form, a lot of functionality. Things I'm going to say, bolt it down. All right. A safe is nothing if you don't bolt it to the floor. And the best thing you can do is if you can get it up against a wall. Better than that, get it up against 2 walls. Better than that, get it against 3 walls. If you can find like a little nook that it just fits in, you can get it in that nook and bolt it down. That's a super safe kind of safe. Then you want to talk about fireproofing. Well, here's what the missus and I do. We bought fireproof bags off of Amazon. So we put our fireproof stuff in our fireproof stuff. So we put our important stuff in a fireproof bag in a fireproof safe. That's how you get that higher level of security when it comes to making sure the stuff that's important, stays safe. Anyway, I think they're decent safes for the money. Yeah, you can spend as much money as you want on a safe, but for the money, they're not bad at all. Let's talk about the old wet dry vacs there. So the Bauer ones, I've been talking about them for years at this point. They're absolutely fantastic. They rock. Are they as good as my DeWalt Stealth Sonic? No, I'm not going to say they're as good as my DeWalt Stealth Sonic. That thing's whisper quiet. It's also almost $200. This is almost half that price, and once you apply the coupon, it's less than half the price. We got a couple other options. We got the Hercules, but right here, the 9-gallon there, 4.5 peak. That is a fantastic, just all-around good wet dry vac. We have one at home. I used to have it at the shop. The wife stole it. That's how I got the DeWalt, was because she stole it and keeps using it at home. That's her go-to vacuum for, around the house and stuff. Gets up all the dog hair. You don't have to worry about anything. We got a Labrador. She sheds about a third of a Labrador a day. So over the course of a week, we get like 2.5 Labradors we could put together. Some assembly required. But yeah, it'll kill a standard vacuum. But, and people think Labradors don't shed. That's hilarious. Anyway, the Vulcan heavy duty large welding cabinet. I love this welding cabinet. I want to get my paws on one. I've been wanting one for years. Oh my gosh, we just did a bunch of upgrades to the studio, new cameras, new microphones, whole new stuff. So I'm a little tapped, but oh my gosh, this is the time to get it. Cause this is a great cabinet. You got one big storage thing. You got some drawers over here. It holds 3 welders across the top. You got space for gas tanks on the side. You got holders for all of your leads and everything. And if you look at this, where are we at with this? This is $430 on this one. 430 times the old 0.85, you're getting down to $365.50. That is, I think that's a righteous price, if you would, for that cabinet. Is it the quality of an Icon or something like that? No, but for a solid, like you can put your multi-process welder on there. You can put, your plasma cutter on there and have room for one of the little tiny ones or something, little accessory kind of cutter. Hang some of your grinders on there and whatnot. Put all your masks and everything underneath. That is a great setup. All right, next up, I got to talk about the Ames electrical kind of stuff. So This is kind of the stuff. Sometimes it's blacked out. Sometimes it's not. They're great multimeters here. And I gotta say, if you don't have a clamp meter, if you never used a clamp meter, if you own a house, it is a great way to wrap your head around exactly how much stuff power is getting used, where the power is going. I highly, highly recommend it, especially if you're using any big power equipment. Just getting a good, solid, professional grade kind of multimeter like this, that's a great way to go. And getting 15% off of that, that's a nice deal as well. The lifting carts. You know what I'm going to say about the lifting carts. Lift smart, not hard. Don't hurt your back. I don't know anybody. I've never met anybody who had back surgery and sprung back as good or better than they were before. And I know a lot of our members have had back surgery, and I'm really sorry, and I hope you're all doing better. But that said, you got to get yourself one of these carts. Join the group. This is one of the ones where I tell people all the time, you need one of these, and people put it off, and then they get one, and then I get that email going, oh my gosh, why was I so stubborn on this? Why didn't I get it before? The 500 pound is already on sale for $200. Now the 1,000-pound one, it's not. It's got the 15% off. It's not going to go nearly that low. Let's do this. Let's do we're going to round out 370 times. The coupon is going to get us down to $314.50. Now that said, here's the thing about the 1,000-pound one. You may not be lifting 1,000 pounds, but it lifts higher than the 500-pound cart. So if you've got a truck with 4-wheel drive, you're going to load off the tailgate and stuff like that, you're going to want the 1,000-pound cart. On top of that when the table goes all the way down, the handle can flip forward on it for real low profile storage. Something you can't do. I've seen people mod it on the 500, but it's not built to do that. All right, and next up we've got the Badlands 3-ton off-road jack. Now I've got this jack. I just loaded it in my truck this morning. I got to head down to Billings, and we're going to be towing back an office building apparently. I'm doing some helping out a local nonprofit, and we're getting some resources donated. One of them is one of these portable office buildings. So I'm going to go tow that sucker back, and it's in a field. So I'm taking this with me because I am quite certain that it's been sitting in that field for years and is not going to come out of there easily. So I'm taking my off-road jack with the extension and everything else. So you see, you got the whole setup there. We're going to get that sucker up and out. 320 on that one. Now, if we look at this, 320 times the 8.5, we're looking at 272. 272, that's another great deal. I think that's cheaper than any of the other coupons we've seen on that, at least oh my gosh, since it's been released pretty much. Anyway, that's a great deal right there. And the other thing we're going to talk about is the lifts, cranes, and stands. These are all things that are usually part of the excluded when it comes to the percentage off coupons that come out. So if you're looking for a big investment, look at the 6,000-pound capacity scissor lift. We got the gantry crane there, the motorcycle lift, the foldable shop cranes. I will say this, and you hear me say it every time. Check your local Craigslist, Facebook marketplace first, because there's always somebody, at least in my experience, there's always been somebody who they are pulling an engine, and so they went out and they bought one, and then they're like, that's the only time I'm going to do that. Now it's just sitting here and I'm going to sell it. These things are really useful around your shop. You can use them for unloading stuff out of your truck, moving table saws, moving heavy machinery, all sorts of stuff. And they fold up really nicely. Those long legs fold up. The crane arm goes down and just slides in the corner, gets out of the way mostly. Might be something to consider holding on, even if you're not, pulling something out of a car. All right, there you go. That's your President's Day sale coupon over at Harbor Freight. Now, just remember, the coupons we talked about at the beginning of the month, they end on the 18th, which means come this weekend, not only are they going to have this deal, but we're going to see probably the release of the second round of February coupons, and we'll be on top of that. If you don't want to miss any of the savings, have you clicked the little subscribe button down there? Come on, help a channel out. Hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. Chomp the subscribe button there, and until next time, you all take care. God bless, and as always, shine on.